Master!
Hi everyone, Master here with a brief review of the Aegis Reclaimer. The Reclaimer is a capital-class heavy salvage ship designed around a crew of 4 to 5 members. It's a very large ship at 155 meters long, 118 meters wide, and 50 meters high. The ship has a bug-like appearance with a small round bridge window in front that looks like an eye, 4 squat legs on the side, and a big abdomen section in the back. There are multiple floors inside the ship to handle living quarters, salvage operations, engineering, and cargo. The bridge has a pilot seat up front, a cutting arm operator next to it, and 2 seats behind that for salvage beam control. The bridge view is very good for the pilot and cutting arm operator as they can see above, below, and to the sides. The salvage beam seats are secluded behind the pilot and cutting seats, so they can only see if they use the remote arm controls they have. There are no windows back there. Behind the bridge is a central room with 2 scanning controls and 2 controls for the 6 remote turrets. The scanning devices don't seem to work yet, so all you get is engineering for the moment. There are 6 remote turrets, but only 2 can be accessed at a time. Hopefully CIG adds more controls or seats soon. There is access to the crew elevator from here to exit the ship on the side. In the rear of this room you can see the giant crushing room that grinds up parts into raw material. An elevator goes up from here to the tech section with access to the upper man turret, access to the gravity control room, and access to the drone control room. In the drone control room, you can access and outfit 2 drones as well as control them remotely. The drone controls do not work yet though. There is a small room to the rear with some computer components, and in the gravity control room there's a ladder to manually get down to the bridge control area instead of using the elevator. The mess hall is behind that with a large table and chairs with 2 sets of kitchen devices. There is also a large window here that you can look out from. There is also access to the upper docking port and airlock here. It has 2 doors to access it, plus the round upper docking port in it has an inner and outer seal. Further behind that are the crew quarters and captain's quarters. The crew quarters have 4 beds and a bathroom behind a door with 2 showers and 2 toilets. As you can see, you don't get a whole lot of privacy in this bathroom, the open tops. The captain's quarters have a desk, some seats, a small kitchen area, plus to the side there's a bedroom and bathroom. The bathroom is spacious but Spartan with a toilet and shower. The bedroom has a simple bed here, and then in the main room are seats next to the large window. You can see how the captain has his own kitchen facilities as well. Behind this area is an area with 2 side airlocks and side docking ports. The side airlock should dock to ships and stations in the future, but the storage lockers don't work right now. You can also access some other engineering areas using some ladders that go down. This area is very dark and has the main power systems and components. They don't seem to do much right now though. In the middle to the back is the large elevator, which also functions as a cargo elevator. From here you can go to the upper salvage catwalk, or go to the main salvage section. The catwalk allows you to view what's going on below and manage the salvage operations. The salvage room has 2 salvage box dispensers and an elevator in the back that goes down. Below that is the salvage cargo area that can hold 120 SU, although that could change in the future. That seems to be only temporary. It has a door in the back that can open up to drop off cargo or pick up salvage. In the middle of the ship is a cargo bay for 180 SU. There is also crew stowage of 180,000 K micro SU. The large elevator can also exit the ship down below. The Aegis Reclaimer has 3 large shields, 1 capital class power plant, and 3 large coolers. It also has a capital class radar and 3 medium computers. There are 4 large hydrogen fuel tanks, 1 large quantum fuel tank, and a large quantum drive. The Reclaimer is not a fast ship with a combat speed of 76 meters a second and a max speed of 932 meters a second. The quantum drive is very fast and long range though, so the ship is still good at traveling long distances. The Reclaimer has 4 VTOL engines that also double as landing gear too. They will keep you safe from crashing into the ground on heavier worlds if you are careful. Just remember the ship is very big and very heavy. It's got a lot of mass, so it takes a while to speed up or slow down. For defense, the Reclaimer has 6 size 6 remote turrets with dual size 3 laser repeaters, 2 next to the bridge, 1 on the bottom of the ship, 2 on the sides of the rear of the ship, and 1 on top of the rear. There is a size 6 manned turret on top of the front of the ship with dual size 5 laser repeaters. That turret is powerful and has decent visibility and MFDs. You take an elevator up to the turret, and then the turret rises up into position. It is slower than the other turrets, but with more powerful guns. It has a 360-degree view around the top of the ship. There are 2 remote salvage beams and 2 remote size 5 tractor beams in front of the ship, and 1 very large salvage arm below. There are no missiles on the Reclaimer, although it is claimed that in the future you might be able to switch the turrets out for missile turrets, but we'll have to see if that ever happens. The Reclaimer also has some of the brightest ship lights I've ever seen. It'll light up just about anything in front of you, and probably blind anyone staring at it, so it's useful in salvaging in dark areas. The Reclaimer goes for $400 in time-limited sales on the website, or 15 million UEC in-game at Lorville. You cannot rent the ship at this time. The Reclaimer normally has a dull gray paint. There is a unique Best in Show 2949 edition paint that's white with purple and gray accents, and has IAE decals, but this is only purchasable during the IAE 2949 event, so you can no longer get it. Subscribers can also buy 3 paints for the Reclaimer on the subscriber store. The Aphorite paint, which is purple with gray and blue accents, the Dolavine, which is off-white with gray and green accents, and the Hadanite, which is pink with gray accents. You can also load small ground vehicles into the Reclaimer, vehicles like the Drake Mule, the Grey Cat Rock, the STV, and PTV, as well as all hover vehicles. You can even store some of them in the cargo area afterwards. The Cyclone just barely fits, but the Ursa Rover is too large, and anything larger than the Ursa Rover will definitely won't fit. The Drake Mule will be especially useful to carry the 1 SCU boxes for loading and unloading. This was a little tricky to test though, as there's a bug in the 318 PTU where the Reclaimer elevator stops working randomly. Hopefully it gets fixed by the time it goes live. The Reclaimer is a very large ship and requires a decent crew to run it. You can theoretically run it with 1 person, but you'd be running around like mad to handle every feature. Also remember that the ship is so large that you can only officially land it at major city landing zones, like Area 18, Lorville, etc. They are the only spots right now that you can get the ship repaired and refueled. It can't dock at space stations yet and doesn't fit on the landing pads at outposts, although you can still land near the outposts and buy or sell cargo, or get ground vehicles. The Reclaimer is still unfinished. CIG will be passing a final rework on the ship eventually to deal with the updated cargo gameplay, salvage gameplay, drones, and component and engineering gameplay. For example, the cutter arm and drones don't work yet. The processing cutting room also doesn't do anything yet, and the cargo system needs some serious updating to work with the new cargo refactor. Crew storage and docking ports also need updating. Since the Reclaimer is too large to land at many stations, it'll need docking ports to land at those stations. I assume the ship appearance may change both externally and internally after that rework. The price could also go up after the update. One issue with salvage right now is that you have to empty the salvage devices after every salvage box is filled, so you need someone in the back with a tractor beam to empty them. One cool thing though is that salvage dispensers do allow you to create multi-tool devices and tractor beam attachments using raw material, so you don't have to worry about forgetting your tractor beam. This is only temporary though, I hear, so who knows how it'll work in the future. There are also various bugs and sections on the ship where you can get stuck, so be careful when jumping around the ship. The ship is also easy to get lost in since it's so large, so make sure to watch where you're walking. Landing the ship is tricky, but feasible if you are careful. The ship is also very slow, so taking off from planets can take a very long time. Therefore, I recommend not going down to locations with strong gravity unless absolutely necessary. And also watch out for that elevator bug. The Reclaimer is primarily a civilian ship optimized for orgs doing salvage. You can make a ton of money running salvage with the ship. The salvage beams are much more powerful than on the Drake Vulture, so they pick up salvage very quickly, and you have tons of storage space. Currently in 318, a single 1 SCU box of salvage is worth 7,500 UEC each, and the Reclaimer can hold 180 SCU, plus maybe another 120 SCU in the salvage area. So that's 300 SCU times 7,500 credits. That's a decent amount of money. You can also use the Reclaimer to trade cargo, since it has a decent cargo bay. Although, due to its slow speed outside of quantum travel and large size, it can take a bit longer to land at outposts or TDD locations to do your trading, so it's not really recommended. Just don't go using the Reclaimer for combat except in defensive purposes, such as a pirate attack. The shields are strong, but not infinite, so a few size 9 torpedoes could take you down, and it's so slow you can't dodge anything. You should have fighter escort in any space where you might expect pirates or criminals. Pirate orcs could also use reclaimers to process ships that they have captured or destroyed for extra money. The UEE Navy and mercenaries can definitely use them after combat operations to clear the area and get some material to repair their ships with. Make sure you have a large enough crew to man all the turrets as well as the salvage operations. You might need as many as 12 to 16 crew between the guns, salvage, cargo, and flying at the same time on a busy ship in dangerous space. Alright, so that's the review of the Aegis Reclaimer. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. You can use my referral code if you decide to jump into Star Citizen, and you'll get 5,000 extra in-game credits. Here's a big thank you to my current patrons. I have a Patreon going for $3 a month. All patrons will have their names listed at the end of my videos and get first pick on the next item I will cover. So feel free to sign up and let me know what you'd like to see next. Okay, catch you all next time.